trust. It's a small word with enormous power. It can build bridges or burn them down. It can create unbreakable bonds or shatter relationships beyond repair. Today we are going to talk about a critical aspect of trust that many overlook: the importance of keeping secrets and the danger of those who don't. We all have secrets. Some are small, inconsequential tidbits about ourselves. Others are weighty, life-altering pieces of information. But regardless of their magnitude, these secrets are ours to keep or share as we see fit. They are pieces of our lives, our experiences, our very souls. Imagine entrusting someone with one of your secrets. You are not just sharing information, you are handing over a part of yourself. You are saying, I trust you with this piece of me. It's a profound act of faith, of vulnerability, of connection. But what happens when that trust is broken? What happens when the person you confided in turns around and shares your secret with others? The betrayal cuts deep, doesn't it? It's not just about the information being spread. It's about the violation of trust, the disrespect for your privacy, the disregard for your feelings. This is why we must be cautious about those who freely share others' secrets. These individuals demonstrate a fundamental lack of respect for privacy, for trust, for the sanctity of personal information. They show us through their actions that they cannot be trusted with our own secrets. Trust, like a delicate plant, it needs care, attention, and the right conditions to grow. But unlike a plant, trust can be destroyed in an instant. One careless word, one moment of gossip, and years of built-up trust can crumble like a sandcastle hit by a wave. Now, you might be thinking, but what's the big deal? It's just talk, right? Wrong. Words have power. Information has power. In the wrong hands, even seemingly harmless secrets can cause damage. They can ruin reputations, destroy careers, end relationships. The person sharing the secret might not intend harm, but intention doesn't negate impact. Let's consider a scenario. Imagine you are struggling with a personal issue. Maybe it's financial troubles, health concerns, or relationship problems. You confide in a friend seeking support and advice. Now, imagine that friend casually mentioning your struggles to others at a social gathering. Suddenly, your private battle becomes public knowledge. How would that make you feel? Exposed, vulnerable, betrayed. This is the reality for many when their trust is violated. The world suddenly feels less safe, less secure. The comfort of having a confidant is replaced by the anxiety of not knowing who knows what about you. It's a horrible feeling, one that can lead to isolation, paranoia, and a reluctance to open up to others in the future. We need trust. We need people we can confide in, people who can help us carry our burdens. Without trust, we are islands, isolated and alone. So how do we navigate this? How do we find people we can trust in a world where secrets seem to spread like wildfire? The answer lies in being discerning, in paying attention not just to what people say, but to how they act. Do they respect others' privacy? Do they change the subject when gossip comes up, or do they lean in eager for more? Do they keep your small confidences, or do they share them freely? Remember, how someone treats others' secrets is a good indicator of how they will treat yours. If you see someone freely sharing information that was clearly meant to be private, take note. This person is showing you who they are. Believe them. Trust isn't just something we receive, it's something we give. It's a responsibility we carry. When someone shares a secret with you, they are not just giving you information, they are giving you their trust. They are saying, I believe you are someone who can handle this responsibly. That's a gift. Treat it as such. Being trustworthy means more than just not sharing secrets. It means creating a safe space for others. It means being someone people can turn to in their darkest moments, knowing their vulnerabilities won't be exposed. It means being a vault, not a sieve. This doesn't mean you have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. If someone shares information that's dangerous or illegal, or if keeping a secret is causing you harm, it's okay to seek help. But do so responsibly. Talk to a professional who's bound by confidentiality. Don't use it as gossip fodder at the water cooler. Now, you might be wondering, what if I have been that person? What if I have shared secrets I shouldn't have? Well, the beautiful thing about life is that we can always change. We can always grow. If you have been careless with others' trust in the past, acknowledge it. Learn from it. Commit to doing better. Start small. Practice keeping small confidences. When someone shares something personal, resist the urge to pass it on. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you are used to sharing everything. But with time, it will become second nature. Being trustworthy feels good. There's a quiet pride in knowing that people feel safe with you, that they trust you with their deepest thoughts and feelings. It's a different kind of power, not the fleeting rush of having juicy gossip, but the steady strength of being a rock for others. As you become more trustworthy, you will likely find that the quality of your relationships improves. People will open up to you more. They will seek your advice, your support. You will build deeper, more meaningful connections. Because at the end of the day, that's what trustworthiness creates: real, authentic relationships. But what about the other side of the coin? What about when you are the one sharing? How do you know who to trust with your secrets? First, take your time. Trust is earned, not given. Watch how people handle other people's information. Do they respect boundaries? Do they change the subject when conversations veer into gossip territory? These are good signs. Second, start small. Share minor confidences and see how they are handled. If someone proves trustworthy with small things, they are more likely to be trustworthy with bigger things. Third, be clear about your expectations. If you are sharing something in confidence, say so explicitly. I'm telling you this in confidence leaves no room for misunderstanding. Fourth, trust your instincts. If something feels off, if you feel uncomfortable sharing with someone, listen to that feeling. Your subconscious often picks up on subtle cues that your conscious mind might miss. In this age of social media and oversharing, the line between public and private information can sometimes blur. We live in a world where people broadcast their lives online, where the concept of privacy seems to be shrinking. Just because someone shares something online doesn't mean it's open season for gossip. Just because information is accessible doesn't mean it's ethical to spread it around. We need to cultivate a culture of respect for privacy, both online and offline. This brings us to an important point: the responsibility of the listener. When someone starts to share information about another person, ask yourself, is this something I need to know? Is this something the person being discussed would want shared? If the answer is no, shut it down. Change the subject. Don't be a willing participant in the violation of someone else's privacy. Every time we engage in gossip, every time we spread information that isn't ours to share, we are contributing to a culture of distrust. We are making the world a little less safe for vulnerability, a little less open for genuine connection. On the flip side, every time we respect someone's privacy, every time we prove ourselves trustworthy, we are building a better world. We are creating spaces where people can be authentic, where they can share their true selves without fear of exposure. We are all human. We all make mistakes. Maybe you have shared something you shouldn't have. Maybe someone has betrayed your trust. Holding on to that hurt, that anger, only hurts you in the long run. If you have been the one to break trust, own up to it. Apologize sincerely. Not with excuses, not with justifications, but with a genuine acknowledgement of the hurt you have caused. Then commit to doing better. Actions speak louder than words. Show through your behavior that you have learned, that you have grown. If you are the one whose trust has been broken, remember that forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It doesn't mean forgetting, and it doesn't necessarily mean allowing that person back into your circle of trust. But it does mean letting go of the anger, the hurt, the desire for revenge. It means freeing yourself to trust again, to be vulnerable again. A life without trust is a life half lived. Yes, trusting means risking hurt. It means making yourself vulnerable. But it also means opening yourself up to deep, meaningful connections. It means experiencing the joy of being truly known, truly understood. The people in your life who you trust implicitly, the ones you can call at 3 a.m. when your world is falling apart, the ones who know your darkest secrets and love you anyway. Isn't that worth the risk? Isn't that worth the occasional heartbreak? As we navigate this complex world of trust and secrets, commit to being better. Commit to being people who can be trusted, people who respect others' privacy, people who create safe spaces for vulnerability and authenticity. It starts with small choices. Choosing not to engage in gossip. Choosing to keep confidences. Choosing to be someone others can rely on. These small choices, made consistently over time, shape our character. They define who we are in our workplaces, in our communities. Let's foster cultures of trust. Let's create environments where people feel safe to share their ideas, their concerns, their dreams. Because when people feel safe, when they feel trusted, that's when innovation happens. That's when growth happens. That's when real change becomes possible. Imagine a world where trust was the norm, not the exception. Where we could be our authentic selves without fear of exposure or ridicule. Where we could share our struggles and our triumphs, knowing our stories were safe. That's the world we can create, one trustworthy action at a time. Let's carry this message with us. Let's be the keepers of secrets, the guardians of trust. Let's be the people others can turn to in their darkest hours, knowing their vulnerabilities are safe with us. And when we encounter those who freely share others' secrets, approach them with compassion, but also with caution. Let's recognize that their behavior says more about them than about the people whose secrets they are sharing. Let's choose not to engage, not to be part of the problem. Instead, let's be part of the solution. Be the ones who change the conversation, who steer it away from gossip and towards more meaningful topics. Be the ones who say, I don't think we should be discussing this without person's knowledge. It might feel uncomfortable at first. It might even cost us some social capital. But in the long run, we all gain something far more valuable, a reputation for integrity, for trustworthiness. We all become the kind of people others naturally gravitate towards when they need a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, a safe harbor in a storm. Trustworthiness is contagious. When we consistently demonstrate that we can be trusted, we inspire others to do the same. We create a ripple effect that can transform our relationships, our communities, even our societies. It won't always be easy. There will be times when the temptation to share a juicy piece of gossip is strong. There will be times when keeping a secret feels like a heavy burden. But in those moments, remember this. Every time you choose trustworthiness, you are not just keeping a secret. You are building a better world. You are creating spaces where people can be their true selves. You are fostering the kind of deep, meaningful connections that make life rich and beautiful. And to those who have been hurt, whose trust has been betrayed, don't give up. Don't let the actions of untrustworthy people close your heart. There are still good people out there, people worthy of your trust. Keep your eyes open for them. And in the meantime, be that trustworthy person for others. Because often the best way to attract trustworthy people into our lives is to be trustworthy ourselves. Remember, trust is not naive. It's not about blindly believing everyone or sharing your deepest secrets with anyone who'll listen. Trust is discerning. It's about carefully choosing who to let into your inner circle and then honoring those relationships with integrity and respect. Our words have power. Our actions have consequences. Every time we choose to keep a confidence, every time we refuse to engage in gossip, we are making the world a little bit better. We are creating spaces where trust can flourish, where authentic connections can grow. So let's be the keepers of secrets, the guardians of trust, the ones who others know they can turn to in their darkest hours. Let's be the change we want to see in the world, a world where trust is valued, where privacy is respected, where genuine connections thrive. Because in the end, that's what life is all about. It's not about the money we make or the status we achieve. It's about the connections we form, the lives we touch, the difference we make. And there's no better way to do that than by being someone others can trust. Remember, in a world where information flows freely and privacy seems increasingly rare, being a keeper of secrets is a revolutionary act. It's a statement that says, I value you. I respect you. I honor the trust you have placed in me, and in doing so, you become a beacon of hope, a safe harbor in a sometimes stormy world. Let's be the change we want to see. Let's create a world where trust flourishes, where secrets are safe, where genuine connections thrive, because that's the kind of world we all deserve to live in. And it starts with us right here, right now. Take that step today. Be trustworthy. Respect privacy. Honor confidences. And watch as your world transforms, one relationship at a time. You have the power to make a difference. You have the ability to be someone others can rely on, someone others can trust. Embrace that power, use it wisely. And remember, every time you prove yourself trustworthy, you are not just keeping a secret, you are building a better world. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity. Every conversation is a chance to demonstrate your trustworthiness. Every secret kept is a building block in the foundation of a more trusting world. So seize those opportunities. Make the most of those chances. Build that foundation, one trustworthy action at a time. Remember, in a world that often seems to value sensationalism over discretion, choosing to be trustworthy is a radical act. It's a statement that says, I value deeper connections over fleeting gossip. I prioritize long-term trust over short-term excitement. And in making that choice, you set yourself apart. You become a beacon of integrity in a world that often seems to prioritize sensationalism over substance. You become someone others can rely on, someone they can turn to when they need a confidant, a friend, a trusted advisor. This choice, this commitment to trustworthiness isn't always easy. There will be times when the temptation to share a secret feels overwhelming. Times when the allure of being in the know or at the center of attention seems irresistible. But in those moments, remember why you have chosen this path. Remember the value of trust, the power of integrity, the importance of being someone others can depend on. Think about the people in your life who you trust implicitly. The ones who've proven time and time again that they can keep your confidences, that they respect your privacy, that they value your trust above all else. How do those people make you feel? Safe, valued, respected. That's the impact you can have on others when you choose to be trustworthy. Now, imagine a world where more people made this choice. A world where trust was the norm, not the exception. Where people felt safe to be vulnerable, to share their true selves, to open up about their struggles and their dreams. That's the kind of world we can create, one trustworthy action at a time. But it starts with you. It starts with your choices, your actions, your words. Every time you choose to keep a confidence, every time you refuse to engage in gossip, every time you prove yourself worthy of someone's trust, you are contributing to this vision. you are helping to create a more trusting, more authentic, more connected world. This isn't just about personal relationships. This principle of trustworthiness extends to every area of our lives. In our workplaces, being someone who can be trusted with sensitive information can set you apart, can make you an invaluable team or team member, can open up opportunities for growth and advancement. In our communities, being known as someone who respects privacy and keeps confidences can make you a natural leader, someone others look to for guidance and support. It can help you build stronger, more cohesive communities where people feel safe to be themselves, to share their ideas, to work together towards common goals. Even in our online interactions, where the lines between public and private often blur, choosing to respect others' privacy and maintain confidentiality can set a powerful example. It can help create digital spaces that are more positive, more supportive, more conducive to genuine connection and meaningful dialogue. Being trustworthy doesn't mean being a pushover. It doesn't mean keeping secrets that are harmful or dangerous. If someone confides in you about illegal activities or situations that are causing harm to themselves or others, it's important to seek help from appropriate authorities or professionals. Being trustworthy means using good judgment, balancing confidentiality with responsibility. It's also important to remember that trust is a two-way street. While we are focusing on being trustworthy ourselves, it's equally important to be discerning about who we trust with our own secrets and vulnerabilities. Look for people who demonstrate consistency between their words and actions, who respect others' privacy, who show empathy and discretion. These are the hallmarks of trustworthy individuals. As you move forward on this path of trustworthiness, you may find that it changes you in unexpected ways. You may become more mindful of your words, more aware of the impact they can have. You may find yourself becoming a better listener, focusing more on understanding than on formulating your next response. You may discover a new depth in your relationships, a new level of connection with those around you. But perhaps most importantly, you may find a new sense of peace, a new level of self-respect. Because when you know that you are someone others can trust, when you know that your words and actions align with your values, it brings a profound sense of integrity and self-assurance. This journey towards trustworthiness is ongoing. It's not a destination we reach, but a path we continually walk. There will be missteps along the way, times when we fall short of our own standards. But what matters is that we keep trying, keep striving to be better, to be more trustworthy, to be the kind of person others can rely on. And as we walk this path, we inspire others to do the same. We create a ripple effect that extends far beyond our immediate circle. Every time we choose trustworthiness over gossip, every time we respect someone's privacy, every time we prove ourselves worthy of someone's confidence, we are not just impacting that one relationship. We are setting an example that others can follow. We are contributing to a culture of trust that can transform our communities, our workplaces, our world. I challenge you to take this message to heart, to make a conscious commitment to trustworthiness in all areas of your life, to be the person others can turn to when they need a confidant, to be the colleague who can be trusted with sensitive information, to be the friend who keeps secrets safe, to be the community member who fosters an environment of trust and respect. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to demonstrate your trustworthiness. Every conversation is a chance to show that you value privacy and respect confidentiality. Every secret shared with you is a test of your integrity. Rise to these challenges. Prove yourself worthy of the trust others place in you. And as you do, watch how your relationships deepen. Notice how people begin to open up to you in new ways. Observe how your presence creates a sense of safety and comfort for those around you. Feel the satisfaction of knowing that you are someone others can depend on, someone who makes the world a little bit better, a little bit safer, a little bit more trustworthy. This is your mission, should you choose to accept it. To be a keeper of secrets, a guardian of trust, a beacon of integrity in a world that often seems to value sensationalism over discretion. It's not always an easy path, but it's one that leads to richer relationships, deeper connections, and a more fulfilling life. So go forth from here with this commitment in your heart. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the trustworthy person you wish everyone else would be. And in doing so, you will not only transform your own life, but you will contribute to creating a more trusting, more authentic, more connected world for all of us. Remember, the power is in your hands. The choice is yours. With every word you speak, every action you take, you have the opportunity to build trust or to erode it. Choose wisely. Choose trust. Choose integrity. Choose to be someone others can rely on, no matter what. As you face the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, carry this message with you. Let it guide your choices, your words, your actions. Be the person who others know they can turn to in their darkest hours, knowing their vulnerabilities are safe with you. Be the colleague who others trust with their innovative ideas, knowing you won't steal the credit. Be the friend who others can confide in about their struggles, knowing you won't broadcast their difficulties to the world. In a world that often seems to prioritize instant gratification and viral sensations, your commitment to trustworthiness may sometimes feel like swimming against the tide. But remember, it's often those who dare to go against the current who end up changing its direction. Your choices, your actions, your commitment to trust and integrity can be the catalyst for a broader shift in our culture. Imagine the impact you can have. In your family, you can be the one who creates a safe space for honest, open communication. In your workplace, you can be the one who fosters an environment of mutual respect and trust, leading to greater collaboration and innovation. In your community, you can be the one who builds bridges, who brings people together, who creates spaces where people feel safe to be their authentic selves. This journey towards trustworthiness is not just about keeping secrets. It's about creating a life of integrity, a life where your actions align with your values. It's about building a reputation as someone who can be counted on, someone who stands firm in their principles, even when it's difficult. It's about leaving a legacy of trust that extends far beyond your immediate circle. There will be challenges. There will be times when keeping a confidence feels like a burden. Times when the temptation to share a juicy piece of gossip is strong. In those moments, remember why you have chosen this path. Remember the value of trust, the power of integrity, the importance of being someone others can depend on. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. Look around you. Seek out others who share this commitment to trustworthiness. Support each other. Learn from each other. Together we can create a community of trust, a network of individuals committed to integrity and mutual respect. Trust is the foundation upon which all meaningful relationships are built. Without trust, we cannot truly connect with others. We cannot collaborate effectively. We cannot create the kind of world we want to live in. By choosing to be trustworthy, by committing to being a keeper of secrets and a guardian of confidences, you are not just improving your own life. You are contributing to a better world for all of us. So go forth from here with courage, with determination, with a renewed commitment to trustworthiness. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the trusted confidant, the reliable colleague, the dependable friend. Be the person who others know they can count on, no matter what. The power is in your hands. The choice is yours. What will you do with it? How will you use your influence to create a more trustworthy world? The journey continues with your very next interaction. Are you ready to take that next step? Are you ready to be the beacon of trust in your world? Remember, in a world that often seems chaotic and unpredictable, being a consistent source of trust and integrity is a revolutionary act. It's a statement that says, I choose connection over division. I choose depth over superficiality. I choose trust over suspicion. And in making that choice, you become a force for positive change in the world. So let this be your mission, your purpose, your calling. To be a keeper of secrets, a guardian of trust, a beacon of integrity. To create spaces where trust can flourish, where authentic connections can grow, where people feel safe to be their true selves. This is how we change the world, one trustworthy action. One kept confidence, one honored trust at a time. The journey starts now. The power is in your hands. The choice is yours. What will you do with it? How will you use your words, your actions, your influence to create a more trustworthy world? The path lies before you. Take that first step. And then another. And another. And watch as your world transforms, as your relationships deepen, as your impact grows. You have the power to make a difference. You have the ability to be someone others can rely on, someone others can trust. Embrace that power. Use it wisely. And remember, every time you prove yourself trustworthy, you are not just keeping a secret, you are building a better world. Go forth and be that change. The world is waiting for you.